Hi everybody, welcome. To those of you that are new to my channel, welcome back to those of you that are returning from previous videos. This week we're cash stuffing for the third week of September. We have, I believe, $989 to cash stuff this week. So we did unstuff for some bills, some of the larger bills this week from the green binder. So there isn't too much to cash stuff this week. But let's get started. So I have my cash planning sheet here. I'm just gonna put it here to the side. And I have to rework these. I was looking at other cash stuffers and seeing how they do it, and I noticed that they do sinking funds, which, like, this is a sinking fund. These are bills and my wallet. So that's something that I'm gonna work on pretty soon, just to make it a little bit more organized, and I think I'll be able to do separate videos. So we'll get started. We're gonna do my wallet first, which is oh, here it is. Okay, my wallet first. So I did unstuff from my wallet some of the money that was left over, not everything. And I posted a video a little while ago of that unstuffing. So groceries was completely taken. Laundry we used all up. Household has 5 left over. Some of it, or is it 10? 10. So some of it was taken to savings. I put it into my 100 envelope savings challenge. And so now we have 10 left over. Hygiene all used up. Hair all used up, because everybody, my husband and my 3 boys got haircuts. So 4 people got haircuts. It all got used up. Coffee has 5 left over. Personal has a 20, and then buffer is empty. So let's get started with the cash stuffing. And for groceries this week, we decided that we're gonna do $300, which is 50 less than what we usually do. So only because we do have some stuff in the freezer still left over from previous weeks. So we're gonna try to get through that stuff. I have like some drumsticks and a lot of chicken breasts that we really need to use before I decide to even purchase any more meat. But let's continue. So 100 and 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83. So that's 300 into groceries for this third week of September. Okay. Laundry is getting 40. I think that I should do what I used to do. I used to check off my, okay, household is getting 20. So yeah, I used to check it off. I think in my previous video I made a mistake in my bills binder, but I'll get to that one. I'll get to that when we get there. So household is getting 20 on top of the 10 that it has. So now it has 30. Hygiene is getting 5. So we're gonna skip coffee this week. I'm not gonna add, hair. So we're skipping, no, we're not skipping hair, we're adding 10. So my list is out of order here. I need to fix that, but this is because I added new envelopes that I didn't have before. So I'm accustomed to doing it a certain way, and I need to fix this so that I consistently do it the right way. So we did household, hygiene, coffee, personal, so hair, And coffee is staying with the 5 that it has. I have some points in my Starbucks app that I'm gonna use, and then I could just add the 5 and that'll be fine. So I'm not buying too much coffee lately. And personal is getting skipped. It's gonna keep what it has, and then my husband isn't getting anything personal either. Buffer is getting 10. And actually I need to do a 5 and 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the buffer envelope would be used if we go over on groceries, if we go over on laundry, or if we go over on household and hygiene. So these 4 are the ones that would need the buffer from time to time. Okay, so my wallet is done. Let's put this off to the side. Next is the bills binder, which is not getting as much as it usually does, solely because we unstuffed this week for a lot of the bills. So let's see, rent is getting 200, which is my last two $100 bills that I have here. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 720. Electricity is getting skipped because we unstuffed this week to pay this bill. And internet is also going to be skipped. Cell phones, this is for the service on the 5 lines that we have for ourselves and for our kids. So this gets 40. And cell phones is for my husband's cell phone and my cell phone because we upgraded our phones. So this gets 25. And our 2 teenagers, they ended up getting our old phones, which were the iPhone 12s. They got those, and then we got the newer phones. So there's 50 here now. So we did cell phones and phones. Next is student loan, which gets $22. And this one may be already fully funded for the month. Yes. So 20, 40, 60, 85, 86, 87, 88. Yes. So this is fully funded. And that's for my husband's student loan. Personal loan is being skipped this week. It's one of the bills that we unstuffed. Streaming, a new category, is getting $21. And we are saving 21 every week until, because it's a new category, so what we're doing is saving for the entire month and funding all of the streaming at the beginning of the month. So we don't pull out for every bill because it's probably like 3 out of 4 weeks that we're getting a bill for a different streaming service. Just because when you get billed when you signed up, and we sign up at different times of the month. So nothing is ever perfectly matching. The way that can happen is if we decide to just cancel everything and start everything over, pick a date and subscribe to everything all over again. That could be it. Or call the streaming services or message them and find out if it's possible to change the date. But I don't really feel like doing that. So what we're going to do is just fund for all of the services at the beginning of the month. And I believe I said it's about 130 for everything. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it could be 2 more weeks to fund for all of it. Okay, sounds about right. So streaming is done. Gym. Gym is getting 60. This is for my personal trainer. So we do 50 and 10. Okay. It has 50, 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80. So 180. 180, and I think 1 more week should have this one completely funded. All right, so we are done with this binder. There's another category that I've been thinking of doing. It's for our Apple Care, for the phones that we have, and it would be like $10 or $12 a week, which isn't that big of a deal. We always have that money in the bank anyways, but it would be good to set aside the money similar to this streaming category that I created. I think that it would be a good idea to do that for the Apple Care for our devices. And actually, I'm looking at this here. I'm missing annual passes. This is where I messed up last week. So last week I was supposed to create a fund, or we'll create an envelope for our annual passes, because we pay $54 a month for that, and that completely slipped my mind. I didn't do it beforehand. So when I was in the middle of doing my video, I had $14 set aside for that. And I don't know what happened. I ended up having some money left over, and there was some confusion, and I ended up just giving that to my husband as his personal spending money, and it's fine. So now we're going to start it this week. It's supposed to be $14, so we will do that. This is $14 per week. This is a temporary label for this, because I do have like vellum and stuff so that I can make another one. 28 it gets, so we need a 5. Okay. Yeah, I have vellum so that I can make the placeholder or the label for this one. And let's put it in, because I will forget. I can't just leave it off to the side. So annual passes goes back here. Maybe next week I'll start the other one. I'm going to talk to my husband about that one before I just throw it in there. Okay, so we're done with the bills. So now we do our sinking funds, which the first one would be this one, which is for the cars. And I have our notes here. I have the notes. We have the bills here, so I can show you. So for the first one, $342 for our vehicle number 1 and $351 for the vehicle number 2. So I'm gonna take those out. And we'll get started. So auto registration for vehicle number 1. We are setting aside currently $20 a week. So we'll do 20. And we could do the math to see what we have left over. What else we need to do. That one is getting paid this month. At the end of the month. So we're very close to having it fully funded. So the full amount is $342 minus what we have here. We have 1, 2, 20, 40, 60, 83. We have 300 exactly. Perfect. So minus 300. So $42 left, and we'll be fully funded for this auto registration. And what we're actually going to do is next week we'll just fully fund it. So next week we'll just put in the $42 and that'll be it. We'll be done. So that is, and then like I had said previously, the trackers are going to be started for the next year's registration for this vehicle. Okay, registration number 2 is getting 10. And we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 120. Okay, perfect. 120. And so the bill is 151 minus 120, $31 left to be done with auto registration number 2. And I believe we should just, I think we could just fund it next week as well. Next week is our double income week, and it makes sense just to be done with it. And we'll have some time off from stuffing these 2 envelopes while we get the registrations paid for and all of that. And then I believe that we'll start once the due date passes. So on or after the due date, we'll start restuffing these categories. So $31, not bad. Auto insurance gets its usual 50. This envelope is getting really thick. Okay. Okay, auto insurance has 1, 2, 3, 350, 4, 20, 40, 60, 85, 20, 40, 60, 86, 600. So we're anticipating close to $1,000 for this bill. So we're 60% there. And that one is done. Auto maintenance is getting 10 this week. And we're going to pull from this envelope because one of our vehicles needs to be smogged this year. So it needs a smog check per California laws this year. So whatever's in this envelope for auto maintenance will be pulled for that. And then we'll just continue putting money into it. So we have 20, 40, 60, 80, $90 here. And driver's ed is getting 20. Currently has 20, 40, 60, 80, 120, 130. 130 in driver's ed. So this is for my older son who is getting close to being of age for driving. So when he is closer and when we have it funded, then we'll enroll him in a driving course so that he can get his license. So that's that. I'm going to update the trackers later for those 2 categories. so we're done with that binder of sinking funds. The next binder of sinking funds is going to be our savings. So this week we are going to our, this one, it's this one. Okay, the emergency fund has 1,000 in the bank. So we're leaving this alone. We're not adding anything to the emergency fund currently. Travel, we're gonna skip this week, has about 2,600 in the bank for travel. Christmas is getting 25, and we are saving for Christmas 2026. We're not saving for Christmas 2025. I think what we're gonna do is use one of our happy, because I think October is a happy month where we're gonna get an extra income, an extra week of double income. So from there we'll be able to save for this Christmas, which is gonna be small. We're not gonna do a big thing because we are saving for travel, and that's the big thing that the kids are getting. Okay, so Christmas currently has 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. So $80 here. Whoa, nope. There's another 20 in there. So that's 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. I thought it was odd. I thought it was odd that it was 80 if I'm saving 25 a week. Okay. So that one is stuffed. Back to school is getting 40. And that's all my 20s. Currently has 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 80, 200, and back to school. This is another category that I feel we'll be able to stuff quicker when we come across those happy months, because from now until back to school next year is a long time. And in any moment that we have a happy month with extra income, we could just put another 100 or 200 into this, and it'll make it move faster. Down payment is getting skipped, but we can count it. There is 50, 90, no, 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 150, 55, 60, 65, 165 in down payment. And that is it. I have a save by number here. I'm not starting this yet. That's like a sidebar series that I'm gonna work on pretty soon. And that is it for this binder. This is our sinking funds binder. Next is the kids. So the kiddos. I need to update the trackers on these. I pulled from this one and from shoes. We had an unexpected expense for one of our kids, so I pulled from here for that. But let's keep going. We're gonna do 5 into shoes. So now it has 10. And we're gonna do 5 into the clothing fund. Now it has 10. And fun stuff we're gonna skip this time. Kiddo number 1 gets, let me check these off because I lose track of where I am. Okay, kiddo number 1 is getting 5. Kiddo number 2 is also getting 5. Kiddo number 3 is also getting 5. So this is it for the sinking funds. Okay. So we are left with 5, 6, oh, 5, 6, 7, $8. Okay. So this money is going to go into the 100 envelope challenge. I already stuffed $13 into it today. So this is extra that I'm stuffing into it. Here we go. All right. So I'm probably going to move some things around just to find an actual spot. Oh, actually the number 2 slot is not stuffed. There we go. Number 2 is done. That is interesting. I thought I had already done it, but I guess I didn't because it didn't have a placeholder on it. So I guess that's where the confusion was. So now there's 6 left. And I don't have a tracker yet for this. I really should get a tracker because now I'm just going to be doing like a little scavenger hunt. What can we do to make this work? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the number 10 slot. But to do that, I'm going to take from my personal, I think, like $4. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with pulling from my personal spending money for that. I just need change, which I'm going to get from here. From the phones, maybe? No, from the student loan. I believe the student loan is the one that's going to give us the change. No, it doesn't have it. I know one of these has change. Maybe it's streaming. Oh, so close. $4. I know Jim doesn't have it. I might do it from one of the kids' sinking funds. This is for the cars. So I lost a lot of ones. I made change for my kids earlier because they got money from their grandparents. So I gave them change because we were doing the whole like putting money into their envelopes earlier today. And that is where I lost all the ones that I had. Kiddos don't have change. Oh no, okay. We're gonna pause for a second. Okay, so I made change. This is the 20 that I had in my personal envelope. What I'm gonna do is take this and we're gonna do, what was I gonna do? The number 10 slot. I think that's what we're doing. So we're doing the number 10. Did we do the number 15 already? Yes. 16. Yeah, so we'll do it like that. We'll do 16. And then that way we're setting aside a little bit more. And I don't really spend on myself much, so I'm okay with keeping it at 10. And then next week I could just give myself like another 20 bucks and I'll be fine. Okay, so we have 16 now. So we'll do the number 16 slot. I really gotta get on it and make a tracker for this because I need to know which ones are done and which ones aren't. So we're doing pretty well in the lower 25. So number 3 needs to be done 8 and 9, 10, 12, 14, 17, not bad. These are all doable numbers. And some of the higher numbers are also done. We can do the 30s next week. Some of the 40s. Here we have 43 done. Oh no, 45. 49, 50 is done. Okay. It's looking like this is going to be done pretty soon. The first 50. And then this will get put into this side. This is the from 51 to 100 slot. So it might take like 2 rounds of filling this to fill this in, or more. I'm not sure. I haven't done the math on that. So, and it's getting pretty thick, and it's not even close to being full. Okay. Took a little bit of maneuvering. It's always like that when I give change to my kids, or if I don't go into the bank to get actual denominations of what I need. This week in particular, the week where we have the 3 bills that get charged, is like that for my cash stuffing. And it gets a little tedious, but it's okay. We're getting it done. We're putting our money aside, as we should be. And that's it. So we're all done for today. If you found the video interesting, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, subscribe. If you found any of the information helpful, come back next week and we'll see you next time.